there are countless ways for esports competitors to immortalize themselves through self-expression. Whether it's in the form of awe-inspiring no-scopes,
What is that?
or perfectly timed Aegis steals.
Rolling boulder, Arthur, he jumps in. Where's the Aegis? It's that Arthur! You thief in the night!
It can be an expertly executed outplay,
Caps looking for a kill onto Faker. The
he
bubble
got
lands.
here. Is Ignite.
Bubble is going to go down as let's see whether Faker finds the right spot. He doesn't. He's going to flash into the
Flashes over the wall!
or an improvised moment of genius.
Cloud9, unable to take it to Squishy now. With a daily shot, he puts it through!
But perhaps the most visceral form of self-expression in all of esports actually comes after the play. I'm talking, of course, about the Popoff.
What is going on through that head? The pop-off!
Now, on the surface, a pop-off might look like just a celebration. And sometimes, that's really all it is. But the beautiful thing about these ecstatic yet occasionally awkward acts is that they can be so much more. They can lay the foundation for infamous rivalries, they can become part of community folklore, or they can be used to make resounding statements.
Leaves it well. Oh, jump three, and that's gonna do it. Buffalo taking out Scar with the pop-off.
Pop-offs can also be elaborately planned performances, or off-the-cuff emotional releases. They can add exclamation points to emphatic victories, and in some cases, become bigger than the victories themselves.
Tell him about himself. Talk to him. Tell him about himself.
Ooh.
Tell him about himself.
But when it comes to these occasionally over-the-top acts of raw, unfiltered jubilation, perhaps no single esport boasts a catalog thicker than Melee.
No, but wait a minute!
He gets him off there,
He
off
just
there.
comes down from the platform and gets a grab on the top!
Can't keep him out there. Has knocked him out. He's taking his shirt off. His shirt's in the crowd.
Destruction!
And chief among Melee's pantheon of pop-off perfectors has to be none other than Juan Hungrybox Debiedma, the puff-playing, grub-loving mad lad who has built a reputation for losing himself in the moment.
Oh! Yes! Yes!
Hbox's pop-offs are legendary. They're often hilarious, and some of them have become iconically inspirational. But they're also not without their controversy. So how did Hungrybox's unrestrainable passion for the game add to his reputation as Melee's most divisive god? How have his animated acts ascended to meme status?
Yeah!
Oh my god! And, more importantly, is he taking his animated antics a little too far?
Yes! Yeah! Yeah, mother...
Okay, so before we dive into the video, I must ask that you please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. If you are one of those diehards out there who really wants us to do more Melee content, this is how you let us know. Okay, so for those who are not well acquainted with Hungrybox, here's a quick rundown. He started playing Melee competitively back in 2007, and eventually became a competitor and content creator for Team Liquid. Fast forward to 2016, and Hungrybox decides to quit his job as a chemical engineer to pursue his dream of becoming a professional party game player.
What the hell were you thinking?
All jokes aside, taking a massive chance on Melee turned out to be the right call for Hbox. Over the course of his illustrious career, Hbox has cemented his place among the game's 5 fabled gods by being inhumanly good at the game.
Everyone wants that money.
That's money.
That's money, baby.
That's money. Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh! 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 What?
Oh my god, he's gonna get he gets the read! And he gets the and Hbox What? How is he so clutch?
I don't know.
Now, that's not to say that HBox is all work and no play. Despite being a fierce competitor, he's always been charismatic, down to earth, and effortlessly entertaining.
Every smasher dropped into an arena Hunger Games style, Battle Royale style, whatever you want to call it, who is walking out victorious?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
Why you?
If it's enough space, if I have enough space, I can do anything.
What are you talking about? You're like...
Anyway, today we are not here to focus on HBox's rise as Melee's most recognizable Puff player. For that, you can check out our story of Hungrybox. Instead, we are going to focus on the one characteristic that's sort of come to define Hungrybox over the course of his career, for better and for worse. And that is his passion. Since day one, HBox has been in love with competing, and he has never shied away from showing everyone just how much winning means to him.
Both states.
Oh, big back here! Rest! Rest! It's over!
Oh my God.
Hungrybox with his hands on his head. It's over!
Popoff.
Coming in way high. Coming in way high, and just like that, he takes it.
And as HBox continued to enjoy competitive success, his reactions to victory only became more frequent and more bombastic. Although, at times, they could be interpreted as being just a little bit BM.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he went in a little too
No!
hard. And this could be
Oh!
the end of his fan in Hungrybox. He moves on as fat
Oh
as Steve's.
my gosh.
Hungrybox is still here in the bracket.
In those early days, whether he intended it or not, HBox was becoming a divisive figure in the Melee scene. He was accused of refusing to play friendlies with other pro players and conducting himself in a way that drew questions about his character. But instead of pleading his innocence or trying to make amends with the community, HBox decided to really lean into his heel-like persona.
Right. The loser. I don't know if you can hear this in my headset, but like, listen to the crowd.
Yo, the crowd is not happy. Hungrybox says, what are you gonna do?
Now, the truth is, as much as being the guy everybody loved to hate did take its toll on Juan, between 2016 and 2018, he was able to use the community's ire towards him as motivation, leading him to win countless events. But it was after his grand final showdown at EVO 2016 with his longtime rival Armada that things between HBox and the scene began to change.
Hungrybox presses forward on the gray stick, and that's the end of EVO 2016. Hungrybox put a miraculous win in set 1 of Grand Finals.
HBox was at the top of the Melee mountain, and with the other 4 gods retiring or just slowing down, he found himself becoming more or less the face of competitive Melee over the next couple of years. But with the weight of that new responsibility resting firmly on his shoulders, he realized he needed to change.
I think Hungrybox was a guy who was way too into his own ego, and it was a kid who wanted attention, finally got it, and then just was an idiot with it. There's a beauty in not always being the center of attention. There's a beauty in watching other people succeed, watching your friends do well, seeing more people happy than just yourself.
Now, as much as self-awareness and development is something that everybody can get behind, in Hungrybox's case, not everyone was convinced. In fact, even among his peers, there were those who didn't really think that he was worth giving a second chance.
This is gonna sound very harsh, and I don't want to make the video about him. So obviously I have had, an interesting, not cordial relationship with Hungrybox. I have been pretty upfront about the fact that I hate him as a person.
Even though HBox tried to present a more humble and mature version of himself, some members of the Melee community just couldn't get past, well, the past. But that all came to a head with Crabgate.
Up air just comes down aggressively.
Stage.
Oh, wait, and there it is! And Hungrybox.
HBox is your Pound 2019 Smash Bros. Melee champion. What a run from him to come all the way back from losers and take that. Of course, got to give it up for Mango.
The 3-0.
Some shades of the Mango of old, but Hungrybox is the champion.
What is that?
Once again.
What is that? What is he holding?
I'm not sure what that is.
Who the f threw this? Who threw this at me? F off, dude. F you. Why would you throw something? Right in my face. You know how hard I work on here?
Yes, that is right. The one time that Hbox decided not to pop off on stage, somebody hurled a literal dead crustacean at him. Now, looking back, the situation was kind of hilarious in a purely absurdist sense. But the truth is that it really was not cool. To the point where it forced the Smash community to acknowledge that their hatred for Hbox had simply gone too far. They finally began to accept the fact that, in spite of his exceptional talent, he really was just like them. A passionate Melee superfan who had devoted his life to the game, and it was time to show him some love, which is exactly what they did. Now, with the attitude of the community shifting in his favor, the appreciation for his pop-offs also began to grow. What were once seen as over-exaggerated acts of faux alpha behavior were now looked back upon and revered for their at times hilarious intensity and their expectation-defying creativity. But that is not to say that, on occasion, Hbox hasn't gone a little too far with his emotional outbursts. In fact, there have been times where they have come at the expense of his own well-being.
Oh my God, he's gonna break the TV. The pop-off of the situation. Pop-off box. He's back.
You know what, to be honest, I understand why right now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like he was holding a Dokei, dude.
After the fact of the tournament, I go to the doctors. I had burst like 3 or 4 blood vessels inside my foot.
Hell, even COVID shutting down LANs didn't stop him from celebrating wins in his bedroom like it was a smelly, overcrowded convention center.
Come on, you know you're f***ing with motherfucking on Xbox, bitch! Yeah, bitch! Yes! Yeah! Yeah,
Hbox's pop-offs were no longer just spectacle. They had ascended into Melee memedom. It even got to the point where people were reviewing them and creating their own tier lists.
Oh my God, he f***ing lost it! I think it's A tier, but that's a high A tier. That is a funny one.
Hell, one talented smasher even remixed one of them. But beyond the incredible clips and memorable memes they've inspired, what really stands out about Hbox's insane pop-offs is what they say about his enduring competitive spirit. For a guy who's played the game since basically its beginning and has won literally everything there is to win, Hbox still gets the same feeling taking a set today that he did all those years ago.
Oh, he gets him toss the rest!
And Hungrybox takes it, tosses the chair, get out of here!
For most esports pros who've accomplished all of their competitive dreams, it's kind of hard to stay motivated, especially when you've been at the top of your game for so long, which is why so many of them end up pursuing new outlets to develop their talents. And honestly, no one would hold it against Juan for doing just that. But despite being an enduring vestige of Melee's glorious past, a successful content creator, lending his expertise to broadcasts, running his own events, and now partially owning Team Liquid, Hungrybox is still, well, hungry to be the best. And that's one of those things that you just can't fake.
I hate when people say it's acting. Like, I just literally put every ounce of my existence into every match that I do. So, unsurprisingly, when I win a close situation, my emotion and my relief is released in a very cathartic way.
At the end of the day, Hbox's fire to be the best is both the source of his success and the drama that's followed him throughout his career. It continues to see him routinely secure top 8 finishes against the next generation of Smashers, and honestly, it doesn't look like that flame will be going out anytime soon.
Yes! Yes! Remember my name! Remember the name!
I actually have a great clip from like last week. I was playing a ranked game and I clutched with like literally 3 seconds left. I clutched on a juke, like a really clean juke in Siege, and I just popped off. Like it was like I was like feeling it, dude. Like yeah, I'm so much fucking better. Like I just went like crazy.